Tiger Johnson from Cleveland, Ohio, 140, and you're watching Goodfella TV.
All right, man, Canelo Alvarez back popping his ish about David Benavidez. Also says that if Bivol beats Arthur Beterbiev, that he would do a rematch for Undisputed. Let's spit on it, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Make sure y'all go check out the Patreon. I'm telling y'all won't be disappointed. Great content on there. I'm about to flood Goodfella TV real soon. So with a bunch of content. So I just figured for the week, I'm gonna just do a bunch of content for the week, and y'all have them. On that side, we're gonna talk about vitamins, fitness, and kind of hardcore things that we really can't spit on YouTube. Free Game 89, y'all know what that is. That tier is probably the hottest tier. I just moved that channel on the YouTube. So yeah, I thought for the holiday I'd be gone, but it'll be the weekend after that. So I got a little bit of time this weekend. Going to this little taco fiesta they having, but that's pretty much. I might go see Ellie and Romulus too, so it's probably about it. If I get a chance to do that, or I may just wait till the holiday weekend to see Ellie and Romulus. But hey, nonetheless. So let's start off with the Benavidez things. It said basically that David Benavidez, he had his weight class of 75, and he couldn't do nothing with a retired boxer, a fighter, Alexander Gvozdyk, who retired in 2019. It says basically at 175 he's nothing. Now this ain't the first time he said that. You know, he basically said he looked terrible at 175, and my thing is this: if he looks so bad, then why don't you go fight him at 175? You know, and one thing he won't do is he won't fight him at 175. So, he basically using David Benavidez to sell his fight. He know nobody gonna buy that fight, so you know he got to promote harder than he had. And I don't even think he did this much promotion for the Munguia fight. So he was on the Usman podcast. He got with somebody else. I forget the guy's name, Henry Cujo or something. And you know, basically for the most part, Benavidez went on there, and you know, this is what they do in boxing. They go back and forth instead of getting in the ring and fighting. They rather go back and forth with the media. You know, the numbers show marination don't work. You know, in the one time it did work with Mayweather and Pacquiao, people left disappointed and left the sport in a deficit that is still trying to climb itself up out of. I know so many people said, I'm not fucking with boxing no more after that fight, and it killed. At that point, boxing should have went straight back to free TV, in which it did for a while. You know, PBC had took over free TV and all that, and they fumbled it. But nonetheless, they'd rather lip box and fight in the media, you know what I'm saying, rather than get in the ring and fight. So at the end of the day, if I'm Canelo, I just ain't worried about what the guy got to say, to be honest. Real talk. I ain't gonna speak on him, but what Canelo doing is, you know, the numbers low, the projections low. You know, ain't nobody really talking about the fight, and that's usual. Like once the kickoff press conference is done, ain't nobody really talking about the fight like that. That's just the honest truth. When the kickoff press conference done now, the promoters not promoting no more. You know, and you know, for the most part, it ain't no more promotion. So now, you know, him saying that Benavidez is trash and all that stuff is gonna make headlines and all that stuff. So for the most part, you know, he pulling out all the stops right now, and he using Benavidez's name to boost the promo of the fight, which is smart. Because when Benavidez was fighting, that's all they would ask Benavidez is about, when you gonna fight Canelo Alvarez. So I know it ain't smart, but how you gonna hate on a guy that you called a risk? You said fighting him was a risk. This beat find this way in my car every day. Oh, he said, you know, fighting Benavidez was a risk. You know what I'm saying? But you always speaking on the guy that you refuse to fight. Like I said, how many times do you see people in boxing do that today? They speak on guys they refuse to fight. Oh, he corny, or he copying my style, or he can't punch, or his last performance was garbage, or he can't beat me, or you know, he weak as hell. But you won't get into the ring with him. It's a whole bunch of lip boxing. It's a whole bunch of tongue wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it be. A whole bunch of lip boxing, a whole bunch of tongue wrestling. So when we actually take a deep dive into what's going on, like Marvin Gaye, just look at it. Why we can't make a fight happen? You know, people talking about Canelo resume and how good it is. I mean, the motherfucker been fighting forever. 2, he can fight whoever you want to fight. He literally can fight to whoever he wants to fight. So you think he can fight whoever you want to fight, and once you take a deep dive into the weights and what he done, the resume is not that impressive once you put all that into the equation. So, nonetheless, he using Benavidez to sell the fight. I think it's brilliant, to be honest. You got immunity amongst a lot of fans. You got so many casual fans or so many hardcore Canelo fans that you can just, say I'm a bitch and they still gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? So it could be building up to eventually fight David Benavidez, and that was the plan the whole time. And, so be it. But I said it from when I started looking at the fight, he ain't gonna sit in there with David Benavidez. If you think he weak, go up to 75 and find out. He sparred with Alexander Gosvic. So, I find it kind of hilarious, but, nonetheless, but he did speak on fight Dmtriy Bivol, okay? He said if Bivol, got that belt, became undisputed versus Beterbiev, that he would entertain a rematch with Dmtriy Bivol. Do I believe him? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he? That first fight was close, and the Bivol dominated from the window to the wall. He basically, dominated Canelo, and still it was a chance for Canelo to win the fight. And like I said before, when you fighting with Canelo, you down 4 or 5 points, not 3, not 2, not 1, not a half a round, 4 or 5 points. Floyd Mayweather swept him and got a draw. I always bring that up. People forget that. That was a majority decision, and Mayweather won every second, every minute, every punch of that round. Mayweather dominated Canelo. It wasn't a round you could find to give to Canelo. If it was, you'll still be looking for it almost, around 10 years later. So you can miss me with that bull jive, right? But nonetheless, man, I think that it's worth the squeeze. Now I can get up there, fight Bivol, get undisputed, make more money than Dmtriy Bivol, and get a crack at undisputed. All I gotta do is do a little bit better than I did last time, and they gonna give me undisputed in 2 different weight classes. Gonna be tired of calling me the GOAT. So, like I said before, Bivol will fight him again. It's gonna make more money. I think he said he made $5 million last time. I think he got his money because of the whole Russian thing. He said he gonna leave that to his manager to get his bread. So, he never denounced being Russian. And that's another thing. You see a lot of things they try to force people to say. They try to force you to take certain things and put certain things in your body. They wanted him to denounce being Russian. Remember, they wouldn't sanction the undisputed fight. That was an excuse for a while. And he wanted to denounce Russia. That'd be dumb. For a piece of plastic or for a title. And then what Putin would do to me if I said that, and I'm an actual still a Russian citizen, Beterbiev is a Canadian Russian citizen. So just because my country going to war in another country, I can't fight for a title. You won't sanction me. But America is known as one of the biggest bullies in the world, putting their nose where they ain't got no business putting their nose. But I don't see y'all, making American fighters denounce their country. And like I said, I ain't saying what Russia is doing is right, wrong, in between, or if a ninja like me even care. I just thought it was pretty weak to put them in that position to, especially Bivol, where he can compromise his life. You know what I'm saying? But if you know, you know. But nonetheless, I think he got his money this time. Maybe they're paying about $6, $7, $8 million, 9, 10. 10 would be a really good lick for him at that point. I think that's what Caleb Plant got paid. It's probably what Charlo got paid. So yeah, I can see Canelo doing it. It's worth the risk. Getting in there, fighting Bivol, getting undisputed, So if you just do a little bit better than you did last time, they probably gonna rob the fuck out of Bivol in his favor. So, if I'm Bivol, that's one thing that I think working against Bivol in the Beterbiev fight is that he don't have a killer instinct. And even when he do step it up, it's not what you want to see. He's not a finisher. And not everybody is a finisher. Beterbiev, Terence Crawford, they finishers. Canelo, Alvarez, Bivol, they not finishers. Some guys ain't gonna finish you. And to be able to finish a guy, you got to be able to take chances and notice opportunities when they open. So that's why you go ahead and you finish guys when you can, because you leave it to the scorecards, But that's a fight I'd be highly interested in to seeing Canelo in. The Bivol rematch, and obviously you probably already know the answer. Beterbiev win. Would he go up there and fight Beterbiev? He'd have to look extremely vulnerable in that fight, winning that fight. And him being, Gosvic being under his promotional company, and him, that being his sparring partner and them kind of probably much being close, I think Goldsvik will tell him, don't do that dumb shit and get bodied. You know, get body slammed. But yeah, man, I mean, the Bivol fight would be a natural progression. I can see that because, you know, Benavidez is supposed to be coming back in December, and the word on the street is what they saying out of their camp, Benavidez camp, is they want to try to go out there and push Canelo off them Cinco de Mayos and the Mexican Independence Day. Obviously, Turkey Out of Sheik may help with that. I don't know. But, you know, Bivol and fighting the Bivol better be at winter in May after you fight in December. Nah, Bivol, and I can see Canelo coming in there, stealing that from Benavidez and fighting Bivol and Cinco de Mayo. So, but hey, it is what it is. You know, Canelo trying to sell the fight and probably trying to sell dreams. What's that song by Keisha Cole and Jeezy? Dreaming, yeah. But I think he's selling dreams, man. But you know, what my boy Sebo said, I got birds in the kitchen, palms itching. But I don't think he really want to deal with I don't really think he want to deal with I don't think he really want to deal with Rematch and Bivol, to be real. But or Benavidez. But hey, hit the link tree, find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. Don't forget, check us out on Patreon. Check me out on Kick, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, X, Spotify, Facebook, the whole nine. I appreciate y'all for blessing me with y'all presence today. Best way you can help me, share the video, thumbs up the video. Peace.